Welcome. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. My name is Nada St. Germain, and I'm really looking forward to sharing this information with you on our CoQ10. We just came back from our Wisdom Builder team retreat in Alabama, and we had a registered nurse do this presentation for us. And I'm so grateful that Maryellen Vandenbrink, our holistic nutrition, is back with us today because the information she's going to share is pretty amazing. When I was introduced to Neolife over 35 years ago, I was really struggling with my health. I was a police officer in the city. I wasn't happy with my actual choice of career, but there wasn't anything else I knew what to do. But I did start to experience some fatigue, some hormonal issues, and my mom had a lot of pain and inflammation in her body. And it was quite interesting because I watched my mom take supplements for a number of years, and she wasn't getting any results. So when a neighbor and a dear friend came to me and said, Nada, do you want to try these vitamins with me? I flat out said, no, I don't believe in vitamins. And Flo just looked at me and said, Nada, this is different. You got to try these products. And I was curious and I really trusted her. And I said to my mom, I said, Mom, let's just try and see. In a very short time after using these amazing products, I was in awe. The way I felt, the hormonal balance, the energy. Even when I was at work, I was able to deal with the stress better. I was able to deal with situations better because it's amazing when you give your body the proper nutrition, how you can just deal with things better that are thrown at you. And that is what I remember. I was in my 20s and I just felt so amazing. And, when you look at Neolife as a company and you're looking at products that are out there, sometimes it's a challenge, to know what's right, what's real. And even back then, 35 years ago, it was hard. There wasn't a lot of information out there, but you heard a lot of bad things and negative things about the industry. But what I'm going to share with you here this evening is some good news. We have some superior products that are based in nature and backed by science. And they are created by doctors and scientists, whole food based cytonutrition. So when you look at the nutritional line that we're going to be focusing on here this evening, we stay within the human food chain and non-GMO and full traceability. So what that means is they can trace when that seed was planted, when that plant was grown, when the nutrients were extracted, right back to the original seed stock. And their testing is from every step of the way. It's tested and retested to make sure that when the product gets to you, that what's on the actual label is in the bottle. And that's really important. We also have an incredible organic skincare I'll tell you right now, your face, when you use it, even after one use, you want to keep touching your face. It feels like a baby's bum. It's so soft. And all the ingredients are hand harvested out of Brittany, France in the ocean. And we have a 90-day money back guarantee. People that use our skincare, men and women, absolutely love it. We're also one of the first companies to go green in 1958. Yes, way back when green was not cool. And I really didn't understand what green meant 35 years ago. It was just kind of something that people were just starting to talk about. Well, let me tell you, when I started using the Neolife cleaning products, especially to wash my fruits and vegetables, I could not wait to try the rest of the cleaners. And not only do they work, but they save you money because they're concentrated and we don't sell you the water. Okay. Now, another thing that kind of intrigued me about the products is they're clinically proven with human clinical studies. And we have a pharmaceutical license for manufacturing. This is not mandatory for a nutrition company. This is something Neolife chooses to do. And we've never had a recall in 66 years. That's pretty impressive. And those are the things that are important to me. But then again, when it comes to supplementing, this was me, I eat right. But, right, especially now, there's so much information out there, so much research and studies. And this was one that was nearly over 21,000 people. Not even one got just the 10 specific essential nutrients the researchers were looking for in their regular diet. So it's kind of scary. So it's really hard to get everything in your food every single day. And when you're looking at supplementation, who do you trust? I mean, again, I was unsure. And there's so many studies that are coming out now. And this is a study that was done back in 2007. where they found hidden dangers. In supplements, 776 products marketed as dietary supplements contain hidden active ingredients that are unsafe or unstudied. So you really don't know who to trust. And some recent reports in 2020, the FDA finds hidden drugs in nearly 50 dietary supplements sold on Amazon and eBay. Do you know how many people I know buy products on Amazon? They just trust it. They click, boom, and the supplements arrive within 3 days. Some of the tainted products sold on Amazon were labeled #1 bestseller on Amazon's Choice or Amazon's Choices. That's kind of scary. Again, who can you trust? But the label says, right? People say, but the label says, well, joint supplement contains undeclared drug. Omega-3 glucosamine, curcumin are on the label of products sold at Walmart. Also found to contain an anti-inflammatory drug that can cause heart attack or stroke, bleeding, and other serious side effects. So again, it's scary. You just do not know who to trust, especially when you're blindly buying these products. So the closer I looked at Neolife, I looked at the credible science and the notable studies. We have been published several peer-reviewed medical journals. That's really important, guys. Third-party credibility, because companies can say just about anything and publish their own findings. It's important that there's third-party credibility. And this was something when I learned about Neolife, I felt comfortable and I felt almost like safe recommending them to my family and my friends, which was really important for me. And they're formulated by world-class scientists, a history of scientific excellence. When you look at Dr. Arthur First, he was one of the top cancer researchers, top toxicologist in the world. He was the co-founder of oral chemotherapy. When he was doing his research on cancer, he knew or he discovered that food and diet played a key role in preventing disease and supporting the immune system. And he also knew that the drug route, even though chemotherapy was killing cancer, it also destroyed a lot of good stuff. So he decided to shift his focus and his research to prevention. And that's when he found Neolife. He was looking for a company that was making supplements only from food because he knew that food was our medicine. So I'm going to have our dear friend, Rachel, who is fairly new to Neolife, but boy, let me tell you, her journey has been incredible. She's a registered holistic nutritionist, former registered nurse. I'm actually doing her course right now on sugar addiction and support, and absolutely love the information I'm learning about foods and sugar and how it affects our body. But she is also a mom, a wife, and she's pregnant. She's due in a couple months, and her story is absolutely incredible. So Rachel, I would love for you to share, the first time you looked at Neolife, what happened and how you came about to joining our team. So welcome, Rachel.
Thanks, Nada. Yeah, the first time I was introduced to Neolife, it was through Serena, who I'm not sure if she's on tonight. And that was a few years ago. And at that time, I was just quick to kind of shut that door down because um, I had some bad experiences with other companies, and I thought that Neolife was just going to be like all the rest of them. But Serena was so patient in explaining her story and her experience with the products. And so when I was reintroduced about 7 months ago to Neolife, after meeting Nada at an event that I was at, um, I was just kind of blown away that these two incredible women could be representing this company, and it just made me kind of think again, there must be something different about this company and these products, because they really just came across as so passionate about the products and genuinely interested in helping other people. So I knew that there was something different. And just to give a little bit of a backstory on how supplements have been in my life. I've been trying different products and supplements for many years, even before I was a nutritionist and a registered nurse. Um, and I just found over the years that a lot of the products that I was using for myself and recommending to my clients just weren't getting the results that the label kind of claimed. And the other side of that too is that I felt like I was always having to kind of be on top of things in terms of safety because products were getting recalled and um these were supposed high quality products that I was recommending and using for my family. And I didn't want to have to spend my time monitoring the safety of products. I wanted to spend my time helping and educating people. So when I was introduced to Neolife, it was just like a big sigh of relief because all of the studies and everything was done for me. I didn't have to worry about that anymore. Um, and that was amazing. But then as I started using the products, um, and the weeks and months went by, I started noticing some pretty dramatic changes in myself in terms of energy. Um, my joint pain went away. I've had this incredibly healthy pregnancy where, I people keep telling me that I look great and while it's uncomfortable to get compliments like that, um, I do feel great and I really do thank the products for that. So um yeah, I'm just so excited to be building a life with this team of wonderful people. And I feel like this business just fits perfectly into my life and into all the other things that are on my plate right now, like being a mom and um, staying active and supporting my clients. So um, yeah, I just like to say that I really believe that these products and this business is going to be the key to helping me create the life that I really want. And and I'm really excited to be helping others just like Serena and Nata helped me. So thank you.
You're very welcome, Rachel. And it's so wonderful to have, Maryellen being a holistic nutritionist and you now as well. And just because I know you guys know so much more, even though we know we're familiar and comfortable with the products, but coming in from a different angle, it's always great to get other people's perspectives. And you keep us on our toes with all these amazing questions that we send to our scientific advisory board, and then they give you the answers, and you're like, wow, they actually answer our questions, right? So, anyways, thank you again for joining us and sharing this valuable information with many of us here today. And I know this is something that was very well, it kind of drew you even more in to dive deeper, to do more research on Neolife is our grains. And this is what drew me to the company because our grains are no longer whole. I mean, they used to grow the wheat, grind the wheat, make the flour and make our breads. And the shelf life was a day or two. But we call this the great grain robbery. They started milling and processing our grains because of mass production to have a longer shelf life. They started milling and removing all these critical nutrients from the grain because they wanted to find a way to make our breads and pastas and cereals have a longer shelf life. And, cereals last years and pasta lasts forever. And what's left when they remove these oils from the grain is like a starch white flour, protein, gluten product that many people today have trouble digesting. And it's unfortunate, it's what man has done to wheat. Wheat in its natural state was wholesome and had a lot of nutritional value. So the solution, the whole grain gap. This is a product that I started taking 35 years ago to help me with my hormones. It's called Tran, the grain oils from whole grains. It helps with energy production, energy and efficiency. It contains less gluten than a bowl of gluten-free cereal, guys. Okay, so people that have any sensitivities to grain to wheat can take this product. It was amazing when I started taking this. The difference in how I felt and my hormonal balance, and it helped my sister have her first baby at 40 and second at 42 because her hormones were not functioning properly. This product was a game changer. And you know what? Nobody has it. It's been around for 66 years. It's what founded this company. And when you look at, cellular nutrition, Neolife is like the world leader in cellular energy with Tran. And it just helps your cells work better. You know, why is this matter? Why is this so important? Well, good nutrition begins at the cellular level. Every single cell in your body is surrounded by that lipid layer, so nutrients can get in and waste can get out. If you don't have these granules in your diet, you have the cell on the left. Nutrients in, waste can't get out. There's toxins that have been accumulating in your cells. And this is one of the greatest challenges. And this is why so many people are struggling. Do you know the number one common complaint by doctors today is fatigue and depression? It's because our cells are not functioning properly. So we have Tran-N and what we call a Pro Vitality. It's in this pack to help you fill the gap as to what's missing in your diet. Grain oils is number one. The second product is carotenoids. It's all your fruits and veggies. You know, we should be eating 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. It's hard. It's a challenge to eat fruits and vegetables. The dark colors. French fries don't count. You know, it's hard to get all of those dark colors every single day in that large quantities. Whereas one of these carotenoids in this box is like 80 pounds of fruits and vegetables after the month. So pretty powerful and proven to boost your immune system. Fish oil, omega-3, reduces inflammation. This was the product that really helped my mom with pain in her body and helped me with my joint pain because it just reduces inflammation in the body. And our fish oil is safe. It's tested for 200 contaminants. And it's in this little pack because we're not eating enough clean, fatty fish on a weekly basis as well. And then there's a multivitamin. So we call this like a Cadillac of multis. And this is the foundation to get your cells working, to get the inflammation down, and to get your immune system strong. But now we'd like to dive deeper. I know you guys are joining us tonight to find out what is CoQ10. What does that have to do with cellular energy? And why is this so important in our bodies? And now we get to introduce Maryellen Vandenbrink, our holistic nutritionist that has been with us for many, many years. And she's going to share her knowledge on how incredible this product is. So Maryellen Vandenbrink, thank you so much and welcome back. She was away for a few months.
Yeah, thank you, Nada. I was so excited when Neolife actually brought out a natural CoQ10 because we've been asking for CoQ10 for years and years because we knew that there was such a need for it, but until they could get a good food source, they wouldn't bring it out. And for those of you who don't know me, I was introduced to Neolife 30 years ago by a coworker of my husband's. And the reason I was so interested, my younger son had a lot of respiratory issues, and I was looking for something to boost him up. And as you know, these products don't diagnose, treat, or cure any disease, but it's amazing what the body can do when it has the right support. And so I got my son started on a good children's program. And within 6 months, his health completely turned around. He was, he wasn't having any issues with asthma or respiratory issues. The doctor actually took him off all of his medications. And I got really super excited because I could see the results in him, and all my friends and family, they're like, oh, wow, like they knew what we'd been going through for years with his bad allergies and respiratory issues. And so, and myself, I got rid of my migraines and I just couldn't stop talking. Like, it's just like sharing a good book or a good restaurant. I just started telling everyone about it. And as you can see in the picture there, that's my family now. My son who had the asthma is on the right there, and that's his wife and the two girls, and all my grandkids are all Neolife babies and super, super healthy, never been on antibiotics. And it's really been life-changing for our families. And I'm really excited to share about the CoQ10. So what is CoQ10, right? This is what produces energy in our cells. We have little powerhouses in our cells called mitochondria, and they depend on this CoQ10. It's also known as coenzyme Q10 or ubiquinone. The difference with Neolife is they also have this mitochondrial energy complex. And what that is, that's other partner things they do with it. So this is what makes this product a little bit different. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, these partner nutrients. So when you look at the label, you see mitochondrial energy complex. This is what CoQ10 does. It produces energy in the body, supporting heart health and cellular energy. And when you look at a simple cell, because a simple cell maybe has like 3 mitochondria, which are little, it's like the engine, the powerhouse in the cell. An average cell maybe has 2,000 to 3,000 mitochondria, but look at a heart and brain cell. They have over 5,000. And I want you to keep that in mind when we start talking later on about how CoQ10 is affected in the body. And when you look at the mitochondria, we're going to talk about that little white layer in there, the inner membrane, because that's the part that actually works, right? So when you eat a food molecule, you take it in your body, then the coenzyme Q10, it takes this and it produces energy. So that's basically how it works. So the mitochondria take nutrients and oxygen and turn them into what we call ATP, which is the energy. So it's like the rocket fuel in your body. And you can, I liked this analogy with Popeye. I don't know if all of you knew who Popeye was. He was a cartoon, but apparently when I was 2 years old, that's what I wanted for Christmas was Popeye. And what he used to do, he was kind of like a weak guy, and he'd take this spinach and it just gave him this burst of energy. And then he was able to run around and get all the bad guys. And that's basically what coenzyme Q10 does in your body. It gives you that burst of energy. And modern health reality is, why are we not, why are we so low in this CoQ10? And well, part of it is because our diets and our foods no longer contain CoQ10. And not saying that you're eating like this all the time, but even a lot of basic foods are so low in CoQ10, it's very difficult to get from diet. But a huge cause is medication. There is over 300 common medications that cause a loss of CoQ10, which is very scary. So let's look at some of these pharmaceuticals. I'm sure you know somebody who's on heart medication, maybe blood pressure meds, antidepressants, antipsychotics, anti-diabetic. There's about 300 drugs that fall into this category. And one of the biggest is statin drugs. Those are the drugs that doctors give when they say your cholesterol is too high. And there is 52 different cholesterol drugs, and they do havoc on our CoQ10 levels in the body. So I kind of like with any of my clients that I have, if they're on cholesterol medication, I say you absolutely have to be taking CoQ10, and I'll explain why. This is a picture of how a statin goes into the body. So it actually stops this mevalonate pathway. So what that means is it'll stop your body from producing cholesterol, which is what the doctors don't want your cholesterol to get higher. But what they don't tell you is also stops your coenzyme Q10 levels. So it's such an important pathway. And remember, we talked about the heart having like 5,000 of those mitochondria. Well, you can imagine if you're not getting CoQ10 to support that largest muscle in your body, what it's doing. And what you hear a lot when people are on these statins, they get like muscle pain, and their calves ache, and they have all these issues, and that's their muscle breaking down because they don't have CoQ10 in the body. And this is where Neolife comes in. It can kind of fill that gap. Like hopefully you can get yourself where you can get your cholesterol lower. But while you're in that stage where you need to take those statins, this is essential. So what's some of the impact of low CoQ10? Well, obviously you have low energy, right? You have low muscle function, but it also increases your disease risk for some of the diseases we fear most, like cancer, diabetes, heart disease, cognitive decline, like how many people know someone right now with Alzheimer's or dementia, migraine headaches, and neurodegenerative diseases? So it's pretty scary that you don't want this level to get low. And unfortunately, time also plays a role. And I know this year I thought, wow, I can't believe I'm 64. But time ticks on whether we want it to or not. But when you look at this chart, you think when we're 20, our CoQ10 levels are optimum, right? But they start dipping really quickly. Like even by the time you're 40 and 50, you're like 50% less. Look at 60. Imagine if I wasn't taking it, I'd be way down in that low curve there. And by 80, you're hardly using any, and you think your heart beats 100,000 times a day, and it uses this CoQ10 for energy. So it's so important. And so let's look at how you take this CoQ10. It's so simple. You take just 2 capsules a day. Easy, right? Super easy. And it gives you 100 milligrams of CoQ10, which is an optimum amount. And CoQ10 is an essential antioxidant for energy production, healthy heart function, and many other critical functions of the body. And the natural production of CoQ10 slows, as we talked about, as we age, often by more than 50% by age 50. So I think it's important to start this, you know, for everyone it's over the age of 40 for sure, or also on medication. Oops, and that's what they look like.
There we go. Sorry.
Yeah. And Neolife CoQ10 uses advanced biogenic technology to source natural pharmaceutical grade CoQ10 with a unique profile of critical partner nutrients to promote and protect total cellular energy. So you're not just getting CoQ10. Remember, Nada talked about those grain oils and the lipids and phytosterols, how important they are, where there's 606 milligrams of phytosterols in 2 CoQ10. So you can help feed your cells as well. Plus it has a polyphenol blend. So polyphenols are powerful antioxidants, and that's to protect your body. And then there's the L-cysteine, which is so important because you need that to produce glutathione. You hear a lot of people take these glutathione supplements, but you think about it, if your body has L-cysteine in the right nutrients, you will produce in balance all the glutathione you need. And it's also very important for the liver, right? You hear a lot of people with that non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Well, L-cysteine is very helpful for that as well. And I think those are going to pop up now. Yeah. So in Tren, you get 675 milligrams, and in the 2 CoQ10, you get 606 milligrams of the lipids and phytosterols. So there it is.
There it is. Thank you. Sorry. We got to stop those pop things.
Yeah. Easier was all in one slide. So Neolife Scientific Advisory Board always does it right. And that's one thing. When I took my holistic nutrition course, there were so many products out there, and I've seen people not getting results. And I'd already been with Neolife for many years when I took my course, and I just was so impressed even more when I saw what the other products out there were like. And this CoQ10 is naturally sourced. It's in ubiquitone form. It's clinically proven dose, so you get 100 milligrams. That's what we need. And it's highly absorbable. So what that means is it gets into your body, because a lot of CoQ10s do not get absorbed. And as you can see from this chart, the Neolife CoQ10 is the purple, right? And look at it, goes up, optimum absorption for up to 24 hours. You're still getting a good curve of the CoQ10. But let's look at those soft gels and oils, which you buy in the stores. That's the red line. Very low absorption, much lower. And if you get those CoQ10s in liquid or powders, you can see there's like almost no absorption at all. So it's a hugely different. And so you think about it, if your body can absorb it more, you're going to get better results. And that's why this product is so powerful.
Remember how many years we were bugging our scientific advisory board, John Miller, every convention, we'd go, John, when are we getting CoQ10? Because people kept asking and asking. He goes, Nada, we don't just produce something that people want until it's proven to work and proven to be bioavailable, absorbed, and only made from food. He goes, nothing out there is like that. So it was, I think, 30 years to develop this product. So
yeah,
just incredible. Long time. Yeah.
So when you see Neolife compared to a lot of the other products out there, this is the criteria you should look for. Is it naturally sourced? Well, Neolife is, but look at the other ones, very questionable. Does it have L-cysteine for glutathione production? No, none of the other products do. Does it have the phytolipid and sterols? No, they don't have it. What about those polyphenols? No. And when we talk about this 3D advantage for quick disintegration, what that means is Neolife has an artificial stomach, and they put the products in there to make sure that they break down quickly and get absorbed well. Give an example, I had a client, and she brought over this calcium product. So we put it in the Neolife calcium in vinegar, and her product in vinegar, and like 3 hours later, it hadn't even broken down. It was like, where the Neolife calcium broke down like within 10 minutes. So that's the difference. That's what that means, that 3D advantage. Okay, so if you think, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to spend the money. Is it expensive? You get that kind of thing. Well, let's say you want to just try and eat it all in food. So if you're doing 3.5 ounces, you'd have to do all of these things: mackerel, beef sirloin, peanuts, the whole thing, all of that, and you're going to get 20 milligrams of CoQ10. So let's look at that. But you have to remember 100. So if you had to buy all that food to equal 100 CoQ10, that would be like $90. Keep going down. There's more, please.
No, thank
And
you.
if you want to get the 3,000, which is in a bottle of CoQ10, you're talking like over $2,700 to get all that. So when you look at the value, it's really good value for the benefit that you're getting. And plus, it's proven to be absorbed. It's standardized. Every bottle will have it. And so it's so worth it to get a good quality product. I always say I'd rather see people take a little of good than a lot of something that your body can't break down, because it's just toxic for the body.
Mhm.
And so you can see Neolife has the best CoQ10 for all ages. And if you want to be in that optimum level, the Neolife product absolutely will get you there, and it's been proven that it will.
It's funny, Maryellen, I thought of this today when I was doing my hot yoga. I did an hour of hot yoga, and then I did an hour of hot kickboxing in the same room, and no one could come back and do 2 classes back to back. I was the only one, and I'm going to be 60 in a couple of years, and everybody in that class was around anywhere between 25 and 30, and they couldn't do the second class. So I'm thinking, maybe that CoQ10 had something to do with it.
Yeah, it definitely gives you endurance. Yeah. And you can see energy, right? And that's how we want to, like you said too, I work out all the time with people much younger than me and have much more energy. And that's how we want to be. We want to be able to play with our grandkids and have energy and be healthy and have healthy hearts and brains, right? We want to be there when we get there.
Got it. There you go. And I'm going to share Dean's story, because Dean, oh my gosh, I worked with Dean. He was, we were police officers together on the police force. He was like almost like a big brother to me when I was on the police force. He had a family, and when he approached me and wanted to get on the supplements, Dean was well, he researched the company, he researched the products, and he started taking the products for many, many years. And then he developed a very rare heart condition. And this is an amazing story, because he was recommended to take CoQ10 by a naturopath, and he did. And the diagnosis was by his cardiologist, was called paroxysmal tachycardia. And he goes, very, very rare condition. He goes, it was almost like having several heart attacks. He always felt like he was gonna have a heart attack whenever he would get this, like a heart palpitations. And anyways, he started taking CoQ10. It worked better than the pharmaceutical drug. And as a rapid increase in pulse rate disappeared with no side effects, he says I was still not 100%. So he was taking a CoQ10, and he kept asking me, why doesn't Neolife have a CoQ10? So he was one of these guys that kept asking me. And then when we launched the CoQ10, he couldn't wait to get his hands on one of these bottles. And he bought 2 bottles, took them over 2 months. And he says it worked even better. No heart palpitations, no more rapid pulse rates at all. And now I will be using exclusively, as it works fantastic for my condition. And we touch base every once in a while. And he's a gardener, and he's just so grateful that he's retired, that he can live a healthy life, because a lot of police officers don't make it. I think he's been retired now for maybe 15 years, and a lot of guys don't make it that far. I know, Maryellen, you know the stats. I don't know the stats, but it's kind of scary. So he's so grateful that Neolife was introduced, and his daughter got pregnant when she couldn't get pregnant. She's 2 beautiful babies now. So such a believer of the product. And when you look at the foundational nutrition that Neolife has, I talked about that Pro Vitality. And if you're like a meal skipper, if you're concerned about getting enough protein in your diet, protein is a great add-on to the Pro Vitality, and an amazing new energy drink. If you're looking for a little bit of energy in the afternoon, this is something also that you can look at. Or if you're not into energy drinks, you can even just do the shakes and the vitamins and the CoQ10, right? That would be a really good foundation if you're not fond of energy drinks. But let me tell you, this energy drink tastes great. I would recommend giving it a try. So when you're looking at our different health solutions, we have our Vitality Pack. Our breakfast solution is definitely one of our most popular solutions. And then we have a weight loss solution for those of you that are wanting to lose a few extra pounds. And you're probably wondering, how do I get a hold of these amazing products? Well, what's really nice is Neolife has a membership program called a Club Member, and it's free to become a member. And that gives you a discount. It just creates an account. You can get either 10% or 20% on your order. You can get your shipping back. There's a referral program where you can get your products for free. It's really, really simple. And we're here to help you and support you in any of those areas that you're looking at. Now, if you're kind of like me and in a position where, well, first of all, if you could just use an extra $200 to $500 a month or $1,000 or more, or like myself wanting to replace my police income so I could leave my job, there's an incredible income opportunity as well. And in Canada, it's only $98 to start the business as a promoter. And in the US, it's $75. And this unlocks a 25% savings on every order. Now you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Again, we work together as a team. You have full access to the compensation plan, and the community is amazing. And I know Rachel kind of mentioned it earlier, how, you just build these amazing relationships with our Neolife family, and we all work together, and we're all like-minded, and we truly care about other people and really want to impact people's lives. So it's an incredible business. If you are kind of curious about that, just reach out to the person that invited you. But if you just want to try the products, give them a try. Become a member for free and see what the products can do. I promise you, you'll be so grateful that you've given these products a try and you put them into your bodies and into your family as well. So again, if you just want to use the products, become a member. If you're curious about the income, just reach out to us and we can explain a little further. And if you want to learn more, every Thursday we pick a specific topic, kind of like this, focusing on CoQ10. Every Thursday is a different topic where you learn more about all the incredible benefits that good nutrition will have for you, for your family and your friends. So again, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. I want to thank Maryellen and Rachel for your expertise and being on our team. I'll actually stop the recording and open up to any questions that you may have. So thank you again for joining us, everybody.